So, one of my two most favorite infallible religious leaders this week made an ass of himself. So I'd like to talk about the Pope for a few minutes. The current Pope, Joseph Ratzinger, I don't really care what his stage name is. What, he has a stage name?
Yeah, well, it should still be Pope Hilarious, but not
Pope Hilarious would be an excellent.
It's an actual Pope name. I'm not. It's an actual option.
All right, I'm gonna look that up.
No, later. I swear to God, I've already looked it up.
I believe you, but I'm gonna have to look that up.
Pope Hilarious the second if he had chosen it.
That is amazing. Why can't we have a Pope Hilarious? Do you know how good it would be for the show if we had a Pope Hilarious in office?
I gotta admit, you got Kathleen Madigan. She's a female comedian, and she goes off about how the Pope Benedict, when he became Pope, should have been Pope Hilarious. So yeah, get a chance, go on Kathleen Madigan and see if you go on iTunes and see if you can find Kathleen Madigan for that, because it is hilarious.
So, our present Pope this week came out and made a statement to the Catholic bishops in the United States that he wanted their full commitment to fight same-sex marriage. Mm-hmm. And I found this immediately funny, hilarious in fact, that this is the biggest problem that the Catholic Church needs to focus on, is gay marriage.
Well, no, didn't he specifically say that it's like the greatest threat to humanity right now is gay marriage?
I know that if he didn't, someone else did, but it's possible that he himself had said that. But I thought that, I found that this is interesting because when you look at the polls that they've been running for, the last couple years in the United States, support of same-sex marriage is on the rise.
We've got like 9 states now.
And yeah, I mean, Washington just passed it, and was Maryland?
I can't remember if it was Maryland.
The other one? But,
Maine.
Was it Maine? I thought they voted it down. But I know Washington just passed it.
I think New Hampshire's actually had it for years, and no one really talks about it.
But I know that Washington just passed it at least, right. And I know they're not alone. So like the dominoes are starting to fall. This is it's like civil rights. It's once the momentum builds, it's just
once people let go of their hatreds,
right? Their bigotry. It's a matter of time. I honestly think that about same-sex marriage, and so. I found it interesting that this is the thing, not spreading the news of Jesus so that people don't have to go to hell, but this is the thing they have to focus on, and I find it funny that with public support being where it is, the majority of Catholics basically don't agree with the Pope. And so I would want to ask the majority of Catholics who are out there, or rather all Catholics who are out there, if you have a person who espouses to be Catholic but doesn't agree with a person who your church says is God's infallible messenger on earth, are you really a Catholic? Because it strikes me that you fall into one of a couple categories. You either are Catholic and you don't think the Pope is infallible, and your church is going to have an issue with you thinking that.
Right.
Or you think the Pope is in fact infallible.
You're going against him anyway. And
you're going against him anyway, so you're effectively going against God. Or you fall into a group where you think the Pope is infallible and you agree with him. And it's that middle group that I find to be the most interesting. This idea that because I would look at the Pope. I would be with the first group. I would look at the Pope and say, "Well, you're not infallible, and I don't agree with you, and I'm also not Catholic anymore. If I was ever really Catholic, I don't know how I'd count myself, but so if there are Catholics like, well, that infallibility thing, that went out with the Middle Ages or whatever. We don't really believe that anymore.
Yeah, we keep electing him.
He says I'm infallible, and we're all like, oh, Grandpa, But it's that middle group who thinks, yeah, I'm Catholic and I think the Pope is infallible, but I just can't bring myself to agree with him on this issue. And this is a person who basically really thinks that God is up there tapping his foot shaking his finger at all those gay people, but you just can't bring yourself to go along with that. Like, I don't understand. This comes back that we've talked about this so much. This determines your eternity.
Yeah.
You know what? This is ridiculous that you would disagree with it if you really think it's true.
They just don't, though. I mean, everyone defines their morality in their own way, and they just can't. They can't always come to terms with it. I mean,
yeah, but then they have to attach themselves to these institutions. And you know, the other thing, this is actually because politically, and this is not a political show, but politically, this contraceptive issue has come up recently, and the polls have been really striking for this. And I'm going to kind of hijack those polls for my own point about the Catholic Church, but polls in the United States say that 99% of women want some kind of contraceptive.
No, I think it's 99%, or I think it's actually 98% of all women that are sexually active use some form of birth control or contraception.
Right. So,
wait.
No, it was 99% because the funny thing was that they specifically polled Catholic women, and it was 98% of Catholic women.
Oh, that's right.
Want or use or some kind of contraceptive. So it's hilarious. Getting back to our idea of Pope hilarious, it's hilarious to me that 99% of women want or use contraceptives. 98% of Catholic women want or use contraceptives. So for all the 2,000 years of railing against sex and talking about how we shouldn't use contraceptives, the Catholic Church has bought itself an extra 1%. That's all they've gotten.
Yeah.
That's it. They went from 99 to 98. And so, with the Catholic Church, railing against contraceptives, with all this, we don't want to have to be forced to provide contraceptives with our healthcare plans for people who work for us, who may or may not be Catholic, whatever. 98% of their women want it, don't agree with them, don't care that God's infallible messenger says no. They don't care. And even if they say, oh, I think that it's wrong, they still use it apparently.
Well, remember that in this religion, though, the women are irrelevant and their opinions do not matter. So really, we should throw that percent out altogether, and we should just ask the guys: do you want your woman on birth control? How many babies are you excited to have? I'm just curious. I just want to see if you throw the other half of the species into this discussion. How high are those numbers? Because I would wager they're still at least over 90% as far as guys
most likely
don't really want to run around getting there. Especially because
I'm just guessing,
because guys are whores and we run around having sex with everything. So I'm pretty sure I want everyone.
To think of the young, 16 to 30, possibly single Catholic male or just male in general in the United States. Maybe you'll crucify me for throwing this out there later when I'm proven to be wrong, but I'm willing to say 90% of those guys want their partner to be on some kind of birth control or to have condoms available or something.
I think that number might be lower. I think it's over 90%, like you said, but maybe it is lower than 98, 99% because of the fact that the church is working really hard also to make sure that we're not educating our children properly on the use of contraceptions, on the use of protection, because, abstinence is the only way.
Right.
Because no one has sex. We never have sex.
No.
We're crazy that way.
No, because the Catholic Church has spent 2,000 years
You were
trying
28
to
when you lost your virginity, right?
Oh, no, I'm married.
Still
I still
virgin.
haven't lost it.
Good
no,
man, good man.
I'm absolutely
I got married. I
fear
lost
of-
mine on accident, so.
Did you?
Yeah. I was like 29, though, so it's okay.
Oh, well.
I hope it's okay. I don't know. I mean, abstinence, but it's tricky business.
Yeah,
Tricky business.
absolutely.
Anyway.
Well, and that's actually another reason. The whole abstinence thing is why, just speaking from personal experience with the young Mormon friends who I've known, growing up through my teen years and in my early 20s and stuff, I honestly think that the abstinence thing is why so many of them got married so young and then divorced so fast, because they're just climbing up the walls ready to have sex, and that's the only way to do it for them. Not that I honestly don't even think, I bet we could find a majority of Mormons have had, in fact, premarital sex. But, in the more staunch areas, the divorce rates are just as high here as they are everywhere else. And
but divorce rates are only low in countries like the Philippines, where there's no divorce available.
Right, because
so
fair enough.
There is a way to curb those numbers.
They have Catholic divorce.
No, they have annulment.
Right, no, that's Catholic divorce.
But the annulment is like, the rules there are hilarious still too, because it's like your wife, like, apparently the rules down there are if you find your wife cheating on you, you can actually kill her and the lover and be acquitted, because it's a crime of passion. But the wife can the only thing the woman can do if you're cheating on her is that once she proves that you're cheating on her openly and like publicly, like you actually have to like have the mistress living with you,
right,
and like everyone in your family has to know that you're also seeing this mistress and the woman has to prove this,
right,
in order to get the annulment. Like, you still can't get a divorce at that point, but you can get the annulment as a woman. But as a man, if you find your wife cheating, you can kill them, no problem. There's no real divorce, and then the annulments are still like few and far between. Like, some crazy shit has to go down to get that. So just anyway, that's why, people laugh about it. Ireland in 1992, 3, or something like that, when they finally allowed divorce in their country. I mean, it's not that long ago that these fucking barbaric ideas of social existence were still in play.
Yeah.
And that's why we do this. No offense. We're breaking all that shit down one at a time until we can be free of these ridiculous ideas.
And I would put out to the Catholic ladies who may be watching the show, when we look at a Catholic ruled country, basically, like the Philippines, where the vast majority of their people are Catholic, and the Catholic Church holds a lot of sway in their politics. So if your husband catches you cheating on him, he can kill you. But if you catch your husband cheating on you, you have to go through this insane process. How high opinion of you does the Catholic Church really have?
Yeah.
I mean, provided that's a lot the Filipino legal system and things like that, but the Catholic Church really does have a lot of sway, and the Catholic Church is the one who gives the annulment.
All of their policies are based off of the religion.
Right, but the Catholic Church is the one who gives the annulment, and so that's actually probably the Catholic Church's ruling on how it has to be proven.
Basically,
they don't. I'm sure they don't have anything to do with, say, the man getting to murder his wife and her lover, but. Yeah, it's just an interesting play out to me. So
good times.
So hopefully next week, Pope Hilarious II will say something equally hilarious.
Oh yeah, I guarantee he will. I guarantee it.